Hi Scorpio, welcome to your week ahead taroscope with me, Raphael from Reydiant Reality. It's an absolute pleasure to have you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for joining me. Quick note, these are for your sun, moon and ascendant signs. So whether you're a sun, moon or rising sign Scorpio, it's for you. Remember, they are general readings. Not everything's going to resonate with everybody. That is just fine. Use your own discernment. Before we start, as always, I would like to bless my decks of cards with all forms of love, light, peace, prosperity and abundance, and I pray that the messages that come through are ultimately clear and concise. They help you on your path to your highest vibrational good. So for your key to the week this week, you have the Hanged Man. Okay, so this is a slower week, decidedly slower week this week. Remember, the Hanged Man is also about reassessment, reevaluation. It's where we get a moment to pause, to kind of check in on our path, to see where we're going, how things are shaping up for us. The other thing with this Hanged Man energy, you are being asked to consider and also give yourself a check-in with your spiritual side, right? With your spiritual self. It's one thing, and you know, this is the modern era has us all in some way, shape or form on the mouse wheel, right? Running around doing the whole rat race thing. And sometimes it's really, you know, I'm lucky, I'm fortunate in that I'm always working in something that has a spiritual anchor. And, you know, but when we're not doing that kind of thing on a regular basis, it can be really, you know, really hard to maintain something on that, you know, on that level. So this week I do ask you, I invite you to think about how you can create or strengthen your spiritual anchor, to check in with your soul, to check in with your spirit in all of these different areas of life and ask yourself, am I fulfilled here? Is this what I truly want? Now, another way that this also potentially shows up, you know, it's the Hanged Man. The Hanged Man is Neptune. This can also be tears. All right, for your actions and options, you've got the Ten of Pentacles. Ten of Pentacles is a beautiful card, right? This is a legacy card, and this shows up for you in the position of your actions and options. So you are likely very focused on the home, where you live, how you live there, all of that kind of stuff. This is a great card for money. So your resources this week could be, you know, tip top in some way, shape or form. So that could be really cool as well. Another way that this potentially shows up for you, because this is about what you initiate into the world, this could be that you are creating some sort of space or safe haven for somebody else, right? Not necessarily on a permanent basis. It might just be temporary, but it might be that there's, you know, maybe somebody's having a really tough time at the moment. Maybe they've just split up with a partner and they're actually sleeping on your couch or in your spare room or whatever the case might be. There's you playing mind host or support to somebody, which is a beautiful thing to see. For those of you, when it comes to the options that are available to you, there is help, support and assistance available to you from your family. All right, whoever they might be, and this might actually be on a financial level. When it comes to your communications and conversations, you've got the Sun card. Wow, look at that, the Sun and the Ten of Pentacles. So home, conversations around home, property, real estate, and specifically around work are going to be incredible this week. Truthfully speaking, you know, when I say earlier I mentioned tears, one of the first things that I thought with this Ten of Pentacles was this is happy tears. Now that I see the Sun card here, I'm going to second that again, right? I feel like there's going to be something, you know, when something makes you so happy that you cry, or like it happens and it's such a relief that it's happened that you're just kind of like, oh my God, and it hits you all in the feels, right? This could be very much something like that. Now, your communications this week are strong. Work, your professional life, even your studies and academic field are looking good. For those of you that are studying, this could be, you know what, I'm clocking off. I've done what I need to do. It's time to get into summer holiday mode and time to put all of that down, especially because it looks like not only have you done enough, but this Hanged Man energy is kind of saying, okay, what do I need to refresh and recharge? For those of you that are employed by somebody else, this is really good news coming from or through the employer, especially if you've been in like what feels like a bit of a holding pattern. And I will say as well, for those of you that have gone out on a limb and have been quite self-sacrificing when it comes to your work, this is going to pay off for you now. For those of you that are business owners, entrepreneurs, solopreneurs, people that work for themselves, this is your money, honey, okay? Like, we love it. This is great. Look at this. You've got such a nice boost to the work or to the business. That Hanged Man energy though, one way that I perceive that this is possible to show up for some of you is there could be a new opportunity, new work, new business, new contract, etc. Maybe even a new partnership on the horizon for you that could really come up trumps financially, and yet you're being asked to take a moment to consider. This might be because you sort of look at things and say to yourself, like, actually, I don't know if I want to do this anymore, or actually I don't know if I want this client. You might decide later down that you do, but my advice would be to stop and really think about it before you just jump in for the numbers. Now, what's interesting here is the Sun card is number 19, 1 and 9 gives you 10. You've got the 10 of Pentacles, so technically you have 2 10s, right? 2 10s represents change, and it's usually a big change at that. For those of you that are retired and no longer working, this is like, if you don't go out on holiday, I'm gonna have a holiday for you. I'm joking, I can't at the minute. For your love and relations, you've got the 2 of Pentacles. Where there have been challenges financially, materially, or, you know, maybe in terms of like your professional sphere, this bodes very, very well, because the Sun and the 2 of Pentacles, this is you harmonizing with your partner. It's you guys finally getting on the same page. And this isn't necessarily in terms of arguments or anything like that. It's sometimes, you know, so the last relationship that I was in, this is a perfect example. My shifts were 7 till 4, 7 in the morning till 4 in the afternoon. And theirs were from, I think it was like 5 till, I think he used to work, yeah, it was like 5 till 12, right? So it was like literally we'll come home like in, you know, in the middle and do that. Like we had an hour together, and eventually we regulated with our schedules and stuff, but this could be something along those lines. So it's like now you finally find a way for it to work, right? You find a way for to harmonize the whole thing. It's taken a little bit of wrangling, and I will say, because you've got this 10 of Pentacles here and the Hanged Man, I will say there's something about your financial budget that does need to be looked at here with your significant other, especially as it pertains to or relates to travel. When it comes to those of you that are single and looking, it will be somebody that gets you all in the feels rather than somebody that's just attractive to you. There's going to be some kind of, you know, acknowledgement here where you really kind of look at things and say, okay, this is how this is going to go. Like, you know, it's weird because it's like you're having a really deep intuition about this person and you've only just met them. For your money and materials, you've got the World card. You've got some big cards this week, my dear Scorpios. Now, the World card is you making money or resources from or through your community in some way. So this is you broadening the scope of your resources. This is money that comes to you from your community. So there's some kind of help and or support from parents, family members, possibly even grandparents. When you see these two cards, they're usually older, like much older. The other thing is the World card, when it comes to your physical health and vitality, there's a fair amount of Capricornian energy in these cards. And so I will say, if you've had any problems or issues, touch wood, obviously I'm not a doctor, can't give you medical advice, this is not a diagnosis, but if you've had problems or issues with your knees this week, maybe there's a heightening of that, or because you've got the Hanged Man, which is the water, maybe there's water on the knee. All right, it doesn't look to be too serious, and you've got the Sun card, so it's like, remember, the Sun card enhances your blessings, diminishes your challenges, so there's a lot of protection here. But if you have something like this and you think, yeah, I've been overdoing it a bit, so maybe I should just rest, this would be the time to do that. Finally, when it comes to your home and environment, this with the World card, there's a lot of protection here. We've got the Sun card, so I'm okay with that. But your home, your specific home, and the structure of the dwelling come up twice. But with this Hanged Man energy, this is potentially a burst pipe, you know, like a radiator pipe that runs through the wall. I really hope I'm wrong on this front, and I possibly am, but if you've already had this problem or you've had an inkling and your spidey senses tingled when I said that, get it looked at this week, because otherwise it's going to become a problem later. All right. With that said, I wish you an abundance of all of that good stuff. Have a fantastic week. Let me know in the comments how it shapes up. Take care, and I'll see you soon.